Hey, welcome back to another episode of Monthly Mint. Please go over this disclaimer because I am not a financial advisor. This is just me documenting my journey. So today I've got something special made up for you guys. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be rotating some of my TFSA into my Ethereum holdings. So I made up a model from 1 to 8, and you can see that this is called the wheel strategy. I'm taking traditional money from my TFSA and I'm moving it into crypto Ethereum. Now I have a strategic play for this. This is going to be creating value for me because it creates income. But not only that, but when Ethereum starts reaching its all-time highs again, I'll be looking at selling my full stack. Now by doing this strategy, I'm going to be buying Ethereum at very low prices. Now when it gets near all-time highs again, I'll have enough money that I should be pulling out roughly $500 to $1 million in gain. Now, with that being said, let's quickly go over this strategy. So you can see here, number 1, this is my monthly TFSA dividend income. This money is tax-free. Currently, I hold 2 ETFs in my TFSA, HHIS and EQCL, the Global Equity Fund. I'll be splitting that income equally. So currently I'm getting $3,500 a month in my TFSA. So in simple terms, let's say I get $3,000 a month. I'll be splitting that equally into HHIS, EQCL, and Ethereum. Now, let's move on to number 2. This is the part where I take that $1,000 and I buy the Ethereum coin. Number 3. While waiting for the all-time highs to come back again, I will be staking all my Ethereum to collect rewards. These rewards are paid out every 7 days. Now with that being said, let's move on to number 4. This is where I cash out my Ethereum rewards. I am going to be converting these rewards into fiat, so into Canadian dollars. This right here creates a taxable event. I am taxed on my rewards when they enter my wallet, and I am taxed when I sell for capital gain. Now that I've sold my Ethereum rewards, I am putting that into my cash account that earns interest. I will be letting that sit there the entire time until the following year. This is where April comes in and the tax event comes along. Number 6. Now I'm going to calculate how much I have to pay in taxes because I cashed out my Ethereum rewards, so I'm taxed on capital gain and the reward portion. And because I'm taking all the money from my rewards, cashing it out, I will have enough money to pay my taxes. So there is a stress-free system there. Now we move on to number 7. This is where the cash is left over because I will have cash left over after paying my taxes because I've cashed out all my rewards. These remaining funds will be filtered into number 8. This is my TFSA again. Now this is why it's called the wheel strategy, because that money is now distributed back into my TFSA because every year it gets reset. So in January, I can contribute what I've taken out. Now along the way, I am cashing out my rewards. I understand that. Now, along the way, I'm also purchasing more Ethereum than I'm actually cashing out for rewards. So now with that being said, this is my Ethereum wheel strategy. This is going to snowball on its own until it reaches an all-time high. At that time, I will see where I'm at, and then I will take profit. This is going to dramatically increase my income when that time comes because I can now filter that money back into the traditional system and get ETFs that pay dividends. So let's get into the fun part. Here's Ethereum. The total investment that I have in Ethereum currently is $132,130. My average cost basis price on it is $2,640.95 Canadian. Now to note that these numbers will be changing through July because I do videos every Friday, so everything will be updated and changed on video day. Currently for July, we're sitting at 50.03 coins, and the Ethereum staked rewards remains unchanged, sitting at 0.01 ETH. That's equivalent to $26. Now this is the monthly total Ethereum in Canadian dollar column. Currently the price today is sitting at $132,013 as of the recording right now. So I am sitting at a loss of $117. Crypto is very, very volatile, so these prices will swing wildly. Now that you know my new wheel strategy for Ethereum, August, September, October, November, and December, we're going to see how this wild ride is going to go, but I think we're pretty close to the bottom for the crypto and up from here. But with that being said, it can also go down. Now I'm going to start with my TFSA. So I have two holdings, HHIS and EQCL. So you can see here that my distribution for HHIS is sitting at $3,460, and I currently hold 12,818 shares. Then we move on to Global X, the EQCL. I'll be getting a distribution of $36, and I hold 165 shares. Now we get into the non-registered part. I'll be getting a distribution of $6,010 for MSTE, and I currently hold 60,103 shares. Also to note that I will no longer be investing in MSTE. I am done putting my money into it because this is now my feeder fund. That will be trickling into the next one I'm going to talk about, Easy. Easy has a distribution of $177 paid twice a month. I currently hold 571 shares. And as you can see right below, it shows the Easy all-in-one fund again because it pays twice a month. Now with that being said, you see that my total distribution up here for August should be around $9,862. As always, thanks for watching Monthly Mint, and I'll see you in the next video.